Have you ever stopped to think that some of the most dangerous creatures on the planet are also the most beautiful? The Amazon holds secrets that seem straight out of an adventure movie, and poison dart frogs are among them, colored like living jewels, small enough to fit in the palm of your hand, yet capable of carrying a lethal chemical weapon in their skin. Today, you'll discover the hidden world of these amphibians, understand why they are so dangerous, learn their strangest curiosities, and most importantly, find out why they are essential for the balance of the rainforest. But be careful, after this video, you'll never look at a colorful frog the same way again. Imagine walking through the forest and spotting a tiny blue frog shining like a gemstone. Your first reaction might be to get closer, take a picture, maybe even pick it up, but that would be a terrible idea. These frogs are masters of aposematism, the use of bright colors to warn predators that they're dangerous. Red, yellow, blue, or fluorescent orange. These colors are not decoration, they're a visual scream. Stay away from me. The most fascinating part is that this warning works. Predators learn to avoid these animals, which increases the frog's chances of survival. In other words, being flashy is a defense strategy. It's as if nature gave them a superhero uniform, brilliant and impossible to ignore. The venom of some Amazonian frogs is so powerful it could bring down an animal the size of an elephant. This is no exaggeration. Scientists have calculated that the amount of toxin in the skin of a single golden frog could kill up to 20,000 lab mice. This venom acts directly on the nervous system, causing muscle paralysis and cardiac arrest. For the frog, it's just a form of defense, an adaptation to survive in an environment where everything could be a predator. But for us humans, its potency is terrifying. A simple touch may be enough to absorb the toxin through the skin. That's why, even though they're beautiful, these frogs should only be admired from a distance. Its beauty hides an extremely efficient weapon. Long before modern science studied these animals, indigenous peoples already knew the power of their venom. They learned to carefully extract the toxin from the frog's skin, without harming them, and apply it to the tips of their blowgun darts. These darts were used to hunt monkeys, birds, and even larger prey. The effect was almost immediate. The animal would be paralyzed and fall to the ground within minutes. This practice was so impressive it inspired the name poison dart frogs. Today, this traditional knowledge is valued as cultural heritage and as a source of information for science. Another proof that the relationship between humans and frogs is much older and deeper than we imagine. Here comes the most surprising part. What can be poison may also heal. Researchers around the world study these frogs' toxins to develop new medicines. There are already studies aimed at creating powerful painkillers, treatments for cardiac arrhythmias, and even drugs for neurological diseases using compounds derived from these toxins. The logic is simple. If venom can shut down parts of the nervous system, it can also be used to control it, if applied in controlled doses. Each Amazonian frog is, in fact, a natural laboratory, carrying molecules that medicine hasn't even discovered yet. That's why losing these animals to deforestation is like burning an entire library without ever reading its books. It might seem harmless to hold a frog for a selfie, but this can be extremely dangerous. There are documented cases of people who had direct contact with poison frogs and suffered seizures, loss of consciousness, and even respiratory arrest. The venom may not always be lethal, but it can cause skin burns and symptoms that last for hours. And the risk isn't just to you. Handling a frog can damage its skin, transmit diseases, and cause even worse outcomes. So, as tempting as it may be, the best way is to admire these animals from a distance. Remember, in the forest, the rule is simple: look, admire, but never touch. Did you know not every dangerous frog is truly poisonous? The difference matters. A poisonous animal is harmful if you touch or eat it. It releases venom passively, like dart frogs. A venomous animal, on the other hand, injects venom actively, like snakes and scorpions. In other words, frogs don't attack, sting, or bite to poison. They simply carry toxins in their skin, like a chemical shield. This confusion makes many people kill frogs out of fear, without knowing they are allies in controlling insects. Understanding this difference is essential to protect these little guardians of the rainforest. Despite their attention-grabbing colors, these frogs are shy and discreet. They spend the day hiding under leaves, branches, or burrows, coming out only at night to hunt small insects. Their life cycle is fascinating. Eggs are laid in water, tadpoles transform into tiny frogs, and quickly they must defend themselves alone. In many species, toxins are only produced after they feed on ants and other poisonous insects, making them even more dependent on the balance of the forest. Each frog is a vital piece of an ecological puzzle. If one piece is lost, the whole chain can collapse. Now imagine being in the forest at night, with flashlights and thick gloves, trying to capture one of these frogs for study. That's what scientists do. They must be extremely careful not to get contaminated while also ensuring the animal is not harmed. Each specimen is measured, examined, and then released back into the wild. Work is dangerous but essential to understanding how to protect these species. Without these studies, we wouldn't know which frogs are endangered and which have potential for medicine. It's a mix of courage, patience, and passion for wildlife. If you think frogs are just ugly little creatures croaking at a pond's edge, you need to rethink everything you know. These tiny guardians of the rainforest are fundamental for life on Earth, and they are disappearing at an alarming rate. Every forest cut down could mean the end of a species before it's even discovered. This isn't just a loss for nature, it's a threat to us humans. So if you want to see more videos like this and help spread this message, hit the like button now, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to know. The more people understand the importance of these animals, the greater the chances of saving them, and saving our own future too.